The UK has fallen into its largest recession on record because of the coronavirus lockdown.
It is official. The UK is in recession, and it's not just any recession.
Talking about this a few months ago, I said that hard times were coming, and today's figures show that hard times are here. Hundreds of thousands of people have already lost their job, and sadly, many more will. But I will say to people, although tough decisions lie ahead for all of us, no one will be left without hope or opportunity.
The United Kingdom has just entered the worst recession in its recorded history. Now, majority of us were probably too young to understand the impact of the last financial crisis. But it's without a doubt that this crisis will definitely have a huge impact on your day-to-day life. In this video, what I'm going to be covering is not only what a recession actually is, but I also will be covering how you can beat it by using a simple 3-step process and principle that will allow you to sail this crazy storm out into calm waters. This is Aaron, this is the Golden Knowledge, and this is how to beat the recession. When economic activity is great and people are spending money, a country's economy will typically grow, resulting in a country to experience times of prosperity. But when economic activity slows down or declines, a country's economy will also decline, resulting in a country to experience times of hardship. Now you may be thinking, well, how do we measure the state of an economy? How can we know if an economy is growing or if it's declining? Well, what we use is an analytic called the GDP. And if the GDP of a country falls for 2 consecutive quarters in a row, then an economy officially enters a recession. And this is what has happened here in the UK right now. As we can see from this graph, in the first quarter of 2020, we saw the GDP decline 2.2%. And then once again in the second quarter by 20.4%. The largest ever drop on record, officially putting us in a recession. In a recession, money dries up, which essentially means that people tend to spend less. Hence, economic activity declines even more, leading to thousands of businesses having to close down, and thousands, if not millions of people left unemployed. If not already, odds are that you either will be facing the risk of losing your job or your business facing financial difficulty, and overall feeling levels of depression around you. Yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Shit is crazy right now. But as much as the media would like you to shit your pants and scream the sky is falling, there are, however, ways where you can not only just beat the recession, but also thrive in it. First things first, I really don't want to go through the basic common sense of what to do. But in reality, common sense isn't really all that common. You immediately need to start building an emergency fund. Jobs are getting cut left, right and centre, and it may be inevitable that your workplace will send you packing. The last position that you want to be in is out of a job and you don't even have 3 months of your expenses covered. So right now, start building that emergency fund. Second is to forget unnecessary purchases. If you don't need it right now, scrap it. Them designer trainers or heels that you've been saving up for, forget it, they can wait. Your wife expecting that diamond necklace that she's always wanted for her birthday, forget it, she can wait. I'm sure she'd rather go to sleep comfortably every night, knowing that you are financially secure. And if she does get angry at you because of it, divorce her and go shopping for a new wife. Ain't nobody got time for that shit right now. The bulk of all your income should be going straight into your emergency fund. And you ideally want to cover at least 3 months of your financial expenses, so you have a comfortable pillow to rely on. The third step is to be very wary of any get-rich-quick schemes or parting with any money. Times like these bring out people who pry on the vulnerable. I'm telling you, you're probably going to get a lot of emails regarding a Nigerian or Indian prince who just miraculously found an oil mine worth $50 million. But he can't access it unless you send him £10,000, promising you a 2,000% return on investment in exchange. Don't be a donkey. Don't fall for any of these stupid get-rich-quick schemes. Because if it seems too good to be true, it most likely is. Yes, that also includes Instagram traders that promise you to double your money in just 10 days. Now that I've got the basic concepts out the way, I now want to discuss the real principle which will allow you to not only just survive through this crisis, but also how to thrive through this crazy storm. Let me ask you a question. If you went into your garage right now and you were miraculously able to create the cure for the coronavirus, how much would you think world governments would be willing to pay for it? Thousands? Millions? Billions? Trillions? Or maybe you're not materialistic and you don't care about money. What do you think the world will still give in exchange for the cure? Your story written down in history? The name of the cure dedicated to you? You see, the thing is, the reason why you would get so highly compensated for this is because you are solving a huge problem. And this is the core principle on how to beat the recession, is by learning to solve problems. The reason why people are able to not only survive but thrive during times of crisis is because they concentrate their efforts onto solving problems. Let's take a look at one of the companies that are doing absolutely crazy. Now, during this crisis, you've probably heard of the company named Zoom. Now, Zoom is an online platform that allows companies, colleagues, and clients to communicate with each other via video conference calls. They were a fairly big company prior to the coronavirus outbreak. But as soon as the world started to go into lockdowns, Zoom's stock price skyrocketed. Reason why? Is because they solved a massive problem. Millions of companies and workers scrambled to use Zoom, as their video communication software allowed companies to keep running while the world was on lockdown. This is what is meant by finding opportunity within crisis. And the people that bought Zoom stock early on made a killing. This is a clear example that not all is bad in a recession. If you put your emotion aside and use logic and reasoning to focus on solving problems, then this is how you beat the recession. Every story, no matter what genre, begins off with a character that faces a problem. And if a person comes along that can solve that problem, then they are held in high regard by the viewer and they get compensated accordingly. Another problem that the world is facing is that businesses, especially physical location businesses, are struggling, as consumer confidence right now is at an all-time low. They have a problem. So let's think, how can we solve that problem? Well, a solution to this is that we can take that physical business and help them transport their product and services to the online world, solving their problem by providing a solution, by increasing the potential exposure to their business. And we can learn to do this by simply training ourselves up and learning new skills. This is what I mean by focusing on solving problems. If you analyze the world right now and spot a problem that people are facing, then you can use this principle to do either one of two things. One option is to train and educate yourself for you to provide your own solution to these problems. Or option two is to invest into companies that you think will be able to solve that problem. Now, there are obviously pros and cons to each of these. And just to clarify, this is not financial advice. But adapting to this mindset is exactly how you will beat the recession. You don't want to just go where the money is. Where you really want to go is to the solutions of problems, as that's where the money is. During these crazy times, the media is just going to make it sound a lot worse than it actually seems. Do me a favor, switch your fucking TV off and start paying more attention onto what problems are out there in the world today that you or a company can solve. Don't be afraid to use this time to learn a new skill, especially if you've been furloughed, to train yourself to solve problems. It's a simple formula. The bigger the problem that you can solve, the more you will be compensated. And by using this principle alongside the 3 common sense strategy, this, my friend, is how you are going to beat the recession.
Talking about this a few months ago, I said that hard times were coming, and today's figures show that hard times are here. Hundreds of thousands of people have already lost their job, and sadly, many more will. But I will say to people, although tough decisions lie ahead for all of us, no one will be left without hope or opportunity.
Now, if you've watched all the way to the end, I just want to say thank you so much. I make these videos with the sole intention of creating value. So I really hope that you've been able to take some valuable knowledge away with you. And if you are interested in more content like this, then make sure you smash that like button. And check out the Golden Knowledge channel. We do some of the best breakdowns on the whole of YouTube. So make sure you leave a comment below on what your thoughts are about what we are currently going through. And stay tuned to the channel to see what breakdown is coming next. This is Aaron, this is the Golden Knowledge, and this is me signing out.